Guys, it's Adam again with Dead Man's Weed. I told you a couple of days ago I was going to give you some updates, some major updates on what's going on, and I think you're going to be excited. So, what I have next to me is Mr. Lynn Bean. He is my new partner. Um, Me and Tim separated ways. I gave him his resignation letter, and he accepted, and he's moved on to bigger and better things. And we decided to that it needed to move on and better things needed to happen. And he couldn't dedicate the time he needed to the grow that was needed. And well, we got all that solved, and we're moving on. So, uh, but I'm excited. He's got a lot more experience in the growing field. He's owned businesses. He's been in the oil field for many years. Uh, Very smart man. I think y'all are gonna be pleased to meet him and talk with him. But like I said, some big news. The government is allowing us to go recreational here in March. And March 7th is the date that it's supposed to be for the voting. And if that goes through like they're supposed to, I mean, it's going to be a people's vote, and it's a slam dunk on the people's side. I think we had 190 something thousand votes out of 500,000 people that live in Oklahoma. So all we needed was 92 to get on the ballot. So they can't stop it. It's coming, and we're trying to get prepared for it. And so what we've been really working on is getting our exotic line going. And I mentioned exotics. I've sent a couple of videos regarding 3 of the strains that we are using this winter. There are a few more strains, and I'm not going to tell you right now what they are. I'm going to show you and here in the next couple of days, a couple more videos like I did with the other strains and show you all what we got going on. And I will do a walkthrough of the new greenhouse. Mr. Bean and his nephew, Robin Bean, has been extremely helpful. They've helped us get the greenhouse all put back together, closed in, a lot better seal, just a lot better design. It's coming together really well, and the plants are loving it. And I think that this is going to be a great addition. It's roughly 50 foot long and almost 30 foot wide. One of our biggest greenhouses yet. It's got lights all in it where it needs to be. It's easy to keep cool and warm at the same time. It's a great building. So, and we've basically come up with a design that we're going to continue to build the same way or similar. And you'll see when I show y'all in a couple of days the videos, and I think you'll understand. But I'm going to let Mr. Bean talk for just a minute and explain who he is and kind of some background and give you an idea of what he's about.
My name is Madison Lynn Bean, and I'm fortunate to live up here on top of an old mountain with Adam. I've been in and out of several things. I was a sure enough lifetime pipeline welder for a long time, and I've traveled a lot of places in this country. I've also, in the early 70s, I started growing weed in East Texas when they would send you to the penitentiary for a roach in the ashtray. So I'm not totally ignorant to the way things are working up here, but I am really excited about the cloning season coming up, and mother bases and stuff that we're getting established, and it's just really doing real well. I'm really happy to be here. If there's anybody got anything they want to ask me or come see me, I'm here on the mountain. I'm easy to find.
Well, thank you, man. I do appreciate it, man. We have a lot of things working on this year. We've done a lot of market research. So let me explain a little farther since we got the familiar areas out of the way and go to depth. We've been into a couple problems this last year and some things that we want, and I'm going to be very open about this. I want y'all to understand that we're doing our best, and we are on a very good path right now. We've got a lot of opportunities that are opening up to us. We've got some of the top strains that you can get. You know, I mean, we've got some really good weed strains this year, and we're all excited about it. But let me explain to you some of the issues we've ran into. For one, storefront has been a huge issue for us. Not everybody wants to come up to the mountain. And for those that have been up here to visit us, y'all understand how the roads are and how hard it is to get inside, and that it's a little off the beaten path. And some people, it makes them nervous. I mean, if I don't know you and I want to buy clones off of you in the marijuana business, and I have to travel 9 miles off the road into the woods to buy them, I would be a little nervous too. So, and even though we're good guys, we mean well, we're very open, very upfront about things, there's some factors that we've had to deal with. And so one of the things that we're working on this year is to try to get established at least before January, when cloning season really starts to kick off. We've missed a lot of money this year on filling orders. We've had so many orders come in. I've reached out to over 700 companies in the state of Oklahoma, and I still have like 10,000 more to call. But I've lost a lot of sales because, one, we don't have a storefront. People don't want to come up and buy them, and then us not having well-known strains. Okay, so I created the accident of mayhem that destroyed our first crop. That was a huge setback. And, those seeds allowed us to create another crop, and they are good plants. We had some really good, this last run that we did was a smaller batch of them, but we wanted to really concentrate on quality to see what they could actually do. And overall, they're okay. We averaged, a quarter pound wet,
Yes.
and then we had one that was 10 ounces wet. So there weren't many plants. There was only a handful of them. Now I think there might be like 20 or 30 plants. It wasn't a lot. It was just a trial run on these new strains that we had created at a more contained environment, a lot more research on them, a lot more just real critiquing everything we did with them so that we could see what they could actually do. If they were worth really putting out, wasting time, effort, and money to put out 200 or 300 of these plants if they don't produce what we need them to do under what we are able to do. And they didn't meet the requirements. So Robin Bean, as I mentioned earlier, he's excited about this. He's also part of the grow. He's helped us with the building. He's donated some of the best exotic strains that Oklahoma has or even has access to. And in particular, like I mentioned, Blackberry Moonrock. This plant, you can look it up, this plant, Moonrock itself, can produce up to 50% on a plant, 50% THC. Most of the time you have to go to an edible or some type of a dab or something like that allow you to get to that level of THC. So this plant, even Snoop Dogg did an interview, and you can look it up. Anything that had to do with Moonrock, Blackberry Moonrock, the regular Moonrock, he mentioned Sun Rock, all these very exotic strains can produce some of the most highest yielding THC content and terpene count that you can get on these plants. And it's impressive when somebody that we all know to be one of the biggest pot smokers in the world, okay, tells people to don't go to it unless you are experienced and you know what you're doing and can handle this stuff, and that's what we want. We want everybody to be excited about the strains we're doing. We need popular strains that will grab people's attention. And we're not just talking about potency and terpenes and all that. Yeah, it's going to kick your dick in the dirt, so to speak. But the point of it is they can produce colors and smells and aromas that you just don't see on these mediocre strains. Okay, you're getting purples and blues and pinks and almost ultraviolet colors on them that glisten off the. It's just amazing looking plants. Even the leaves aren't green; they're purple and blue, and just amazing looking stuff. Okay, so in order and that's our deal. Like, we're going to be hitting the road once these clones start coming out. We are trying to hit all these numbers that we couldn't hit last year because the clones weren't. The clones were good. We had no complaints on the quality of our clones. Let me make that very clear. I didn't have a single customer that complained about the clones. The only thing they had to complain about was the actual popularity of it. There wasn't a lot of information on. Like I said, it was an accident that we created these strains. So we thought at first it might be a good idea to run with it. Obviously, it's a new strain. A lot of new strains hit, but unless you have the marketing to boost it and to make it known, you're limited until that is smoked by whoever or used by somebody, So, anyways, I just want y'all to be aware and understand that all these strains that we have right now we're going for the biggest and baddest ones that we can get. And as we build the mother base, and every time I get a clone that can pull off these over winter, we'll be turning to more mothers. I'm not even worried about cutting clones off until about January. I'm building the mother base so that we can fill these 2,000, 3,000, 10,000. Okay, I had an order for 10,000 clones that I couldn't fill at $15 a pop on regular clones, on the ones that I created. Now, with these exotics, we're talking $20, $25. Moonrock probably will be hitting $30 a clone. So, and that's on a multiple scale level. A 500 to 1,000 clone base, it's going to be no less than $25 a clone. This type of stuff, these orders are important to keep this business going and get it established. So I just want y'all to know we're pushing hard for it. And this is, like I said, if you have questions, I know y'all do, reach out to us. We're here, we're working, and I will show y'all some new videos here soon. But for then, y'all take care.